Hi, good morning, everyone. I am just gonna light a little candle for myself just to set the mood. Hopefully, this candle isn't completely used up. There's like barely any left in it, but I'm gonna see what I can get out of it. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I know it's pretty early, so it probably hasn't gotten started for some of you guys. But Pinky Lee, Kung Fu, thank you guys for joining. And that candle burnt out immediately. um, Kamei, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hi, guys. Welcome, Millie. Welcome, Butterfly. Last time I tried to do like a bot, but it didn't work out well. So I'm just going to keep a running list, which of course I don't have my piece of paper because I am all over the place. Here we go. So I have my handy dandy notepad. I'm going to just keep a list of everyone. So if you want to join, just put in, exclamation point join or something like that, and I will keep track of the list. So hopefully you guys have something fun planned today, maybe just a day of relaxation. I've been spending the morning cleaning and all of that, but you guys didn't come here for me to ramble on about my life. So today we have the Wild Unknown Tarot. So if you're looking for some pointed answers, straightforward, right to the point, that will be the deck for you. If you just want an overall energy, you can choose the Threads of Fate Shadow Edition. If you want a general reading, you can use the Bones. Or so if you ask a yes or no question, even though you want tarot, I'm always going to use the coin. That way it gives me a better way to frame the question. But if you just want a quick yes or no, like you kind of already know the situation that's going on and you need to know yes or no, this is for you. All right. So let me just write down some names. And so I have, okay. Yeah, Butterfly, you're so welcome. So I have Butterfly first. Pinky. I write so slow, guys, so sorry. Punch Drinker, I have you next. Jasmine, yeah, you can totally be added to the list. Just use join or hashtag join, or not hashtag, but something like that. And then Millie, Kamei. I'm sorry if I'm saying these names wrong. And then Jasmine. All right. So, Butterfly, go ahead and get your question in, and then you will be followed by Pinky and Punch. Yeah, Mohini, just go ahead and put join or something in the chat, and I will mark you down. And while we do that, I'm going to switch views here so we can go to my tower view. Hopefully this camera is working today. So I switched, I figured out my main camera. If you were here last time, the beginning of Mercury retrograde really pulled a number on me. So, but I think I figured out the kinks for that one. This one here seems to not like this new computer, this new setup. So I will probably just switch back to my main view, but let's get these cards warmed up. And Butterfly, you just want a general reading. All right. And just a reminder, after you, Butterfly, I have Pinky, Punch, and then Millie. So guys, start thinking about those questions, what you want, and I will get to you guys next. All right. You just want a general reading. General reading for Butterfly. Oh, Jasmine, thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. So let's see if this card will show up over here. So Jasmine, that means you will be next in the queue, and then we'll have you, Pinky, and then Punch. Yeah, that second camera is still not wanting to act right, so I'll just go the old-fashioned way. So for your general reading, now I have to adjust again. I have to like mentally pull myself together and get this right so you guys can see this. So you got the Ace of Swords, and it seems like you're in the middle of, oh goodness, am I frozen, guys? Let me fix this. Okay. So you got the Ace of Swords. So for a general reading, this is really interesting because the swords is all about your mental like energy and just ideas. So this could be the start of a journey. So if you're just starting, it could be anything really. It could be like the start of your mental wellness, or like maybe you're starting to go to therapy, or it could be something that you've been brainstorming for a while. Like what do they call it? Like idea babies that is going on. So this is a really cool card because, you know, you're just sort of starting something new, and it's something internal that you've been thinking about. So I wonder what that thing is. Thank you for the subscribe. So Butterfly, let me know if you're starting something new, like you've been thinking about kind of taking the leap into something, because you might as well go for it. All right, Jasmine, go ahead and put your question in the chat. And then I have Pinky and Punch. You guys back to back is so cute. Pinky and Punch. You guys need like a show. Yeah, Nana, you could totally join. Just go ahead and put join in the chat, just so I know. I hope it's like a good emotional. You know, sometimes starting like new things could be a little scary, or just like you're starting the process of like processing something that you've been dealing with for a while, and it can be an emotional journey, but it doesn't, you know, it'll be scary for a little bit, but then it'll get better. So Jasmine, I think my chat might just be a little delayed, but go ahead, if you haven't already, go ahead and put your question in the chat. And yeah, and then Pinky, and then Punch. Thank you, Margot the Witch. Thank you for the follow. Is your name actually Margot, or is that from like the Magicians? Because Margot was like one of my favorite characters. All right, Keith, I got you. I didn't call you Mr. Right this time. Aw, feel free to lurk, have fun. I totally lurk on Twitch as well, so I totally like relate to that. You have a good day too, Butterfly. So Jasmine, whenever you get your question in the queue, I'll do you next, but for now I'm going to just keep it moving. So Pinky, you totally read my mind, so I'm going to get yours, your reading next. And then Punch, you can go ahead and put your question in the chat as well. Okay. What are LW's intentions towards me? What are LW's intentions towards Pinky? Ooh, here we go. Okay, sorry. This card always throws me off because it's the Hangman, so it always seems like it's upside down, but it's not. So, the Hangman is sacrifice, which can be a little weird when you're talking about feelings about someone. But I think what it is, let me move this so you can see. I think what it is when someone's thinking about you and like sacrifice comes up, it can kind of mean like you're wanting to make change for that person. It could be something like a really deep connection. But as always, with this deck, I like to double check the guidebook sometimes, just because it has some extra meaning separate of Rider Waite. So I just like to double check before I like finish the reading. So the Rider Waite card for this is also about letting go. And I don't usually, it would seem like, oh, he's letting go of you or something like that, but I kind of see it too also as like he or she, I'm sorry, I don't mean to assume genders, but this person, LW, has almost like they've been holding on to something, right? That's been holding them back, and they're finally letting go of that. So I think there's going to be a point where he or she becomes more open towards you. And, doing that takes a lot of personal sacrifice. Mohini, I totally have you on the list, so you were good. Jasmine, I don't know why I don't see your question pop up, hon. Let me double check. Oh, okay. I missed it. I got you, girl. All right. So your question is, will Daniel reach out to hang out today as planned, or will you have to? Okay, I'm going to ask the first part because I don't want to mix up the results, but I'm going to do the yes or no coin and then expand on that with tarot. So first, let's do the first part of the question. Will Daniel reach out to hang out today as planned? So will Daniel reach out to Jasmine today as planned? Okay, so yeah, you got yes here. So let's expand on that. I will ask for clarifiers from the tarot deck to see what is going on with that. So, Margot, you've chosen an awesome name. One of my close friends from high school transitioned, and he chose the name Noah, and it's so funny because it's like the running joke that Noah is like one of the 3 trans guys' names that guys choose. So I really like Margot. Not that it matters what I like, but Okay, clarifier on this yes here for Jasmine. Okay, so clarifier on Dan reaching out today. Woo. Okay, so you got a few cards, which I'll give you all of them. Let me scroll back down. All right, so you got 3 cards. Let's see here. My deck was upside down. Well, you have an interesting spread. So let's start with just kind of go in order. It's actually, no, I'm going to go backwards. So you got the 8 of Cups, and, the 8 of Cups is a little, I don't want to say bleak. Bleak's too harsh of a word, right? More like disappointing. So it's kind of like things are shattering, and taking this literally, it's like all of your emotions are just overflowing, and it's completely shattered the glasses that they were in. But you also have the 7 of Cups together. So excuse me, oh goodness, my allergies are acting up. So the 7 of Cups along with this 8 of Cups is like reflecting. So you're reflecting on these emotions that you're feeling, and I'm trying to hold the cards so you can see them a little better. But there's something really sad that's happening, and I guess it's, you kind of mentioned it a little bit in your question, is your friend Dan is leaving, and but you have to kind of reflect on that, right? And this card, I think, is just telling you how to handle that. Believe me, I move around a lot, so I relate a lot to this, but when you're going through something like that, you have to take the moments to celebrate each other, enjoy the time that you have left with each other, stuff like that. And excuse me again for my allergies. But you know, when people leave, sometimes it can make the reunions that much more meaningful. Your relationship sometimes becomes so much more meaningful. But yeah, so just to recap, since I don't have my other camera up, you got the Eight of Cups here. Then you got the Seven of Cups. And then you got the Sun. So Jasmine, I'm sorry that, you know, that's so disappointing, or, you know, sad when someone leaves. But, you know, you just have to enjoy the times together, and enjoy the times together, and just, you know, spend time celebrating when you can. All right. Yeah, Mohini, I see your join messages. I see the chat got you too. So, Jasmine, thank you so much again for the tips, girl. And hopefully, you know, you have a really good day today with your friend. So, Pinky, I have you next. No, I did you already. Sorry. So, Punch, Milky, and then Chime. And again, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. And then let's see. Scratch off some people on the list. Hi, Athena. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a good Sunday fun day. So if you had named yourself Luna, Margot, that I would have loved that, because my cat's name is Luna, one of them. She sometimes shows up on stream because she doesn't like for me to be talking to anyone but her. So I would have loved that. All right. Let's see. So Punch, go ahead and put your question in the queue. Millie, Kamai, and then Mohini, I have you next. Margot, I think you're just hanging out and chatting, but if you want a reading, just let me know. Same to you, Athena. And then I think I collected everyone. So just making sure. And thank you guys in the chat for like helping out. I know sometimes it can be a little confusing when the chat will go by so quickly. And for all my newcomers. Okay, Margot, I will add you to the list. Oh my gosh, Athena, you're going to start your PhD? What are you getting your PhD in? As someone with an unnecessary amount of degrees, this is still exciting to me. Oh my gosh. I mean, a gap year between like a master's and a PhD is still like back to back to me. All right, Punch. You're up next. Just a reminder, Millie, Kamai, and then I have Mohini, Nana, Keith, and Margot. Oh, just like education, or hi, Cindy. Just regular education, or like, you know, I have a friend that got her master's in education administration or something like that. It's like the polar opposite of the worlds that I'm in. So I don't always remember. Oh, that's fair. I got you on the list, Athena. All right, so Millie, Punch, Millie, Kamai, if you guys are still here, go ahead and put your questions in the queue, and I will get you guys next. So Cindy, if you want to join the queue, just go ahead and put join in the chat box, and I'll add you to the list. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna do a yes or no for you. And if you want and expand it on that, just let me know. So, Kamai wants to know if Luca will reach out to her next 3 weeks. All right. Yes, that is true. Is that exciting for you? Why 3 weeks? That's an oddly specific amount of time. But if you want reading to go along with that, feel free. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So Millie, Punch, Mohini, go ahead and get your questions in the queue. You don't know. You just like felt like called to 3 weeks. Okay. Let's see if we can work that down. I'll just do a clarifier, like a timing clarifier, and see what we're looking for here. All right, so within the next 3 weeks, when will Luca reach out to Kamai? Within the next 3 weeks, when will Luca reach out to Kamai? Ooh, here we go. Those cards are not very helpful, but I would say... Oh, my deck is upside down. Okay. So, I would say he'd probably reach out to you probably more close to like within a week and a half. Cause you got the sun and you got swords. So I would say it's probably closer to a week. It's not going to be in the next few days, but it'll probably be a week and a half. Hey, thank you for the follow, Athena. You're so welcome, Kamai. Yeah. That's exciting. Hope he reaches out and like reaches out with like good news, really, or for good reasons. All right, so I got Kamai, Millie, Punch, Mohini. You guys can go ahead and put your questions in the queue. You're welcome. You seem really excited about that news, so that's really exciting for me. So what's funny, Athena, I used to teach, I tutored all the way since like high school, all the way through, I would say, grad school. And then part-time I taught at a learning center, Huntington Learning Centers. This is similar to a Sylvan, but I will say like some of the curriculums were just weird. Like I had one girl who her math book was literally just showing how to input equations into a calculator. And I was like, but how do you understand the foundations of what's going on? But I'm also a math snob, so that's probably not helpful. But I think that is totally accurate, right? It's not necessarily what you're teaching, it's how you're teaching it, right? The environment that you're in. Like not everybody can handle these classroom style sit down for like 8 hours and focus. Like I remember, I mean, I'm not even bad off, right? I don't really have any of those like learning issues or anything like that. But when I had my first over 1 hour class, I thought I was going to lose it. I had just, after about 45 to 50 minutes, I was just glazing over. So all right, so Millie, Mohini, Nana, Keith, go ahead, put your questions in the chat, and then I have up next Margot and then Athena. Yeah, as much as I love school, that's one of the things that school does a really poor job of, is letting people be individuals. But as a society, that's not really what people want. And by people, I should say, that's not what capitalism wants. Yeah, totally. All right, Mohini, Nana, Keith, you guys get your questions in the chat. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. Okay, I'm ignoring the second half of your question, Keith. All right, so is work going to suck after this too short staycation? Is work going to suck for Keith after this too short staycation? Oh, yes. So I'm going to expand on that and see what's going to go on. Let's refresh the deck because we had a little bit of a pause. Yeah, Athena, I was like really grateful to have gone to creative and performing arts schools as a kid. So I'm always like, sometimes I forget not everybody had those experiences. All right. Why is work going to suck after this staycation for Keith? So you got the Mother of Pentacles, and I think it's just because somebody at work is just going to be like micromanaging you, almost kind of like this makes me think of the term helicopter mom, but like the work edition. So it makes me think of a micromanaging like lead or supervisor or just the company in general. But yeah, that's what's going to be going on. And I guess I don't know, but I hate this. This gets on my nerves a lot. I don't like to be micromanaged, especially if I'm already doing a good job, How long was your staycation? All right. Mohini, Nana, Margot, go ahead and put your questions in the queue or in the chat. And then I have Athena. I'm going to play around with this and see. Oh no, 2 back-to-back presentations. Are they going to do stuff like hound you for the read aheads early and then all of that? Hey, Jessie J! I was going to say it's nice to see a familiar face, but I guess it's nice to see a familiar username. Okay, sure. So I'm going to do... Oops. Yeah, I'm doing good. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday fun day, Jessie. 7 days. So Keith, I took off, dang near 2 weeks over Christmas and Thanksgiving, and coming back after the New Year was literally the worst. It felt like I had never worked there. I was like, where is everything? Who is everyone? What's going on? But Yeah, Jesse, please. I will add you to the list. All right, let's do Margot, an energy reading with the Threads of Fate. Let's get this going. Yeah, you're totally welcome. So I have to shuffle this deck a little differently because it's oddly shaped and the cards are very, very thick. So I always look like a 5-year-old when I shuffle this deck. Oh, and they have like this like rose petal velveteen finish, so they're just a very sticky deck. All right, energy reading for Margot for the upcoming week. Energy reading for Margot for the upcoming week. Thank you for the subscribe, Jesse. Why did I think you already were? Okay, energy reading. Ooh, this is so funny because we're talking about education. So your card is Share Wisdom. I'm going to get it closer so you can see this. It's really, really pretty. But you got Share Wisdom. So, you know, and let me put this back as I talk about it because it's just really cool. So, you see how it shows like this plant here, but all of the roots are growing under it and just spreading. And that's what we were literally just talking about, was talking about how, you know, just letting students and stuff, just helping them be the best that they can be and doing things that help them as much as possible. So you're going to be spreading wisdom for this upcoming week. And I think you've already started with this chat today. So that is really cool. Hey, Beryl. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, totally. I will add you to the list. So let's do an expansion on that. All right. So you also want to know what to focus on for the week. And we're going to do that with tarot. So we already know the theme is sharing wisdom. So like education and advice and all of that stuff that you seem to be really good at and you're doing already. But what should you focus on? All right. What should Margot focus on this week? Ooh. So you got the 8 of Pentacles. This is what you should be focusing on through the week. So are you working on something like, I don't know if you're like working on something financial or whatever, but you're going to start to get into a rhythm where you're actually starting to feel like, okay, you're starting to feel like the master of whatever it is that you're working on. And it's funny too, because thinking back on your Share Wisdom card, you know, a spider just weaves its web and it expands as it's like growing itself. So that all goes so well together. It sounds like you're going to have a really cool week and you're going to be really influential for the people around you. So yeah, focus on that expansion and, you know, mastering. And, you know, spiders are kind of like the masters of their own web. That's how I like to look at that card. Hey, Vinay? Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. All right, so I got Keith, I got Margot, Athena, Jesse J. You guys are next. So Athena, go ahead and get your question in the chat, and then I have you up next, Jesse. And I just want to make sure that sorry, reading the chat. Margot, you're so welcome. This is really like the most wholesome chat I've had in a long time. I really love it. You guys are amazing today. Oh, so do you stream like witchy stuff? I will totally follow you. I'm gonna do that. I don't think I can do that while I'm live, but I should. After last week, I'm just like not gonna rock the boat, so I'm gonna do it after after the stream ends. Yeah, Vinay. So I'm gonna add you to the list. And again, sorry if. Thank you for the Groffle Dopper. I know I screwed that up. Groffle. I will look at your username right now. But thank you. Naya, hi. Hi, Nana. I wasn't sure if you're still here, so go ahead and put your question in the chat. You are gonna be up next, along with Athena, followed by Jessie J. Hi, Ara. Yeah, you can. I will add you. I will add you to the list. Millie, yeah, I didn't see you in the chat, so I kept going, but go ahead and put your question in the chat and I will get you next. Okay, so what is your connection with KT? Let me. Woo, whoa. I'm gonna keep that card out, but I wasn't like finished asking the deck, but I'm just excited, I guess. All right. What is Nana's connection with KT? Ooh, okay. This is really cool. I think that, so you definitely have a connection, but I think it's growing and it's starting. So I'm going to do the card that I got last, just because I think that's the order that it should be. So this is the Fool, and this is the start of everything. This is how the tarot deck begins, and this is how all of the journey and all of the story begins. So you're like at the earliest most point of this story with this person, and in regard to that, you're at the early most point of this is the Sun of celebration with this person. So yeah, you have, the connection might not be strong, but you have a really good one. It's like you're at the beginning of your story together. So that's really cool, Nana. Let me mark you off. So Mohini, if you're still in the chat, go ahead, put your question in. Athena, you're next. Oh, okay, I see your question. Never mind. Joginder? Hi, welcome, Joginder. If you want to join the queue, you can go ahead and just put join or something like that in the chat. And I will get you. Thank you, Growful Keeper. Oh my God, why am I so bad at this? So bad at reading. This is why I went to school for math. All right, thank you for the subscribe. Okay, Millie. So what's George Thomas's current feelings towards you? What are George's current feelings towards Millie? So, got the World card. So you could take that literally, meaning like you are his world, but really like this is all about harmony and balance, and that is how he feels about you. Like when he thinks of you, he just thinks of like harmony and, you know, probably a little bit of serenity in there, just peacefulness. So, or you could take this literally. It could be that when he thinks of you, he kind of just thinks of you as his world. Oh, these readings have been so wholesome. My goodness. I think my Millie, you're so welcome also. I think my wild unknown is really liking you guys today, because usually it's just like, ugh. Nana, it is so cool. I really loved your reading. So any advice on that? You know, when you're starting a journey with someone, my thoughts on it are just, as someone who's super type A and a Taurus, I can be a little like, I need to be in control of everything, but just kind of enjoy the process and let it happen. And it's definitely one of those do as I say, not as I do things. This is the advice that I try to give myself, but have a hard time taking. You're so welcome, Millie. Okay. So, Athena, I have you next. So, just want to make sure I mark off everyone. Let me go back up to your question. So, I'm going to do the yes or no for you, and then I'll clarify with a timing card. So, will Athena start her PhD study soon? Yes. So let's see. Let's do a little expansion on that. When will Athena start her PhD studies? And this is just a timing clarifier. When will Athena start? Ooh, okay. So you're going to be starting... I'm going to say you're going to be starting in the next few weeks. So this isn't a swords card, but it has a sword on it. So I'm going to kind of take it at face value. Swords are quick moving energy, not as quick as wands. So it's not, like I said, the next few days, but I would say in a week or two, you're going to start, not necessarily start school, but you're going to start doing things that will begin the process or continue the process. Like maybe you're going to be buying your books, or maybe you have to like pick your classes or something like that. I don't see it as like you're necessarily starting school. I think you're getting the motions in order so you can go back to school, which is exciting. Thank you guys so much again for all of the joins, the follows, the likes, the subscribes. If you enjoyed your reading, give me a thumbs up. I do accept tips, so if you enjoyed your reading, there's a link in my description for how to do that. Yeah. Oh, so you haven't applied yet. Okay, so that's what you're about to start doing. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be school, but hey, Jules. All right, so I have Athena. Next, we have Jessie J. Hopefully you're still hanging out, Jessie. Then we have Vinay, and then Ara. So, thank you for the subscribe, Jules. I appreciate it. And I like your name. So fun fact, 13 was my softball number, like all through high school and college. So, and it's also my dodgeball number. Anytime I play any sport, I try to be 13. That's like my number. So, Jonger, I have you after Ara. Ugh, this pen is not. All right, Jesse, go ahead and get your question in. So yeah, Jogger or Jongender, Jongender. I'd like to. Thank you, Margot, for the tip. I appreciate it. You guys are so lovely today. Jonger, I generally like, when the queue is going by quickly, I'll just do like 3 names. So since you were the 4th, that's the only reason I didn't say your name. But you were on the list. I have you after Jonger. not much is more than nothing. So I appreciate it. I don't care if it was 1 cent. I appreciate it nonetheless. And most importantly, I appreciate all of the fun discussion about school and just you spending your time with me and with everybody in the chat. Yeah, it's always funny because I think of 13 as my number. I don't necessarily think of it as lucky or not, but like when I see it pop up places, I'm like, "Oh, today's going to be a good day. That's my number. Today's my day." So, yeah, I kind of have the similar thoughts as you. Beryl, I have you on the list. I just added you. Sorry if you had said that earlier and I missed you. I apologize. Oh, thank you so much, Margot. You have a great day. And yeah, Jules, got you on the list. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday fun day, Margot. All right. So let me go back. Jesse, what will happen between you and Marek in the future? There we go. What will happen between Jesse and Marek in the future? Ooh, all right. That was my bad. What will happen with Jesse and Marek in the future? You got some cards here, but they're a little all over the place. I'm going to try to pull a few more. All right, let's see what we have here. So you got 2 sword cards. Let's start with the Son of Swords. The Son of Swords is like the Knight of Swords, so it's a lot of activity going on. So you guys are going to go through a process of just like thinking about things and processing things, most likely for each other. And then from there you have the 6 of Swords. And this looks scary, right? But 6 is all about communication, and that process can sometimes be difficult. So you're going to go through the internal thinking phase, and then you're going to go through this sort of like in work world that's called the storming phase, right? So that's where you kind of like start to pull things apart and start to figure out where you're going to get your rhythm, right, with each other. And then let's see, which one should we do next here? I think this one makes sense. I think this was the next up. Then you have the Hermit. And this is a time of introspection where you guys sort of go your own way and start to think internally about things. And this is all a lot of like thought process and just internalizing and communicating, right? So in this phase, this is where you individually will process things. And it doesn't, everything seems really cerebral, but I don't think that's bad for relationships, especially with that communication card where you're just kind of like, it seems really scary to do, but I feel like people need to do that a lot. And that's really the only way that you're going to get to like this, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is sometimes just thought of as fate, but you're kind of in this cycle. And that is what these other cards are, the beginning cards. So you're in the cycle, and then when you get out of it, you kind of come out fortunate. I hate for it to sound like you're on a hamster wheel, right? But you kind of are. So you go through that, and you do come out really intertwined after that. And I think that, looking at the Wheel of Fortune, it almost looks like a nest, right? You've built your nest together, and you come out fortunate. And I sometimes, when people ask me about other people, I'm like, oh, I hope I get a bunch of cups or wands for you. But looking at this is how I process things. So I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. So Athena, let me know how that feels. There's a lot of cards, but it's just because the other ones by themselves didn't make much sense. So let me know how that feels, and hopefully you're kind of already in that cycle. You've already started that. All right. Or not Athena, I'm sorry, Jesse. Oh my goodness, I was talking to Athena for so long. So yeah, Jesse, let me know. Beryl, you have 3 people ahead of you. All right. So Vinay, Ara, Jonger, you guys can go ahead and put your questions in the chat. And Jesse, let me know how that resonates with you. And you asked a really good question. I really like the way that you asked the question, because it's like, it wasn't a yes or no question. Not that that's bad. It's just how I prefer to process readings. And you asked like within a specific, not a specific time frame, but you know, you asked within a time frame, which in this case is the future. And I'm just rambling about how I really like your question. All right, what is the connection between you and your person and the outcome of the relationship? Okay. So I'm going to do the first part of the question and then see how that answers the second part. So what is the connection between Ara and her person? What is the connection between Ara and her person? What is the connection between Ara and her person? All right, and what will be, what will be the outcome of the relationship? All right, so the first card you got was the moon, and just to relate that back to what you asked, that was the first part of the question. So the connection between you and your person is the moon card, and I'm gonna double check some expanded meanings in the guidebook. So the moon generally, just like with normal interpretations, is illusions, but that didn't quite feel right. And looking at the meaning in the guidebook for the wild unknown, which kind of has its own meaning sometimes, it's more of fears and anxiety. So I don't know if you are anxious about not being around him, but this person, but if you're putting too much pressure on yourself for it to work, and it's making you anxious, right? Because this next card, it's a little ambiguous. It could be taken one of a few ways, and I'm going to say both. And usually what happens is that will trigger something in your mind, and you're like, okay, this is the situation that I fall into. So thinking of it as like the first part, you're asking the connection between your person. You have a little bit of anxiety, right? And then the next card you have is the Six of Wands. And in this instance, the Six of Wands can be taken as like your relationship is a little like not toxic, but just not emotionally good for you, and then you're like flying above all of the nonsense and you're leaving it behind. Or it could be taken as more of you guys are finally putting all of the trials and tribulations of a new relationship behind you, and you're flying together harmoniously forward. So I just wanted to throw those two situations out there for you, just because I'm not sure looking at it which way it is. So I wanted to put that out there, both of them out there for you to determine and let me know. So, Ara, that was your reading. Let me know which of those situations it is. Okay. So, I got you, Ara. Vinay, if you're still here, go ahead and put your question in the chat. Next, I will do you, Jogender. All right. I'm going to do the yes or no coin for you just because you asked a yes or no question. And if you want an expansion on it, depending what the answer is, I'll expand on it. Okay. Will Jogender get a marriage proposal from Shrey in the future? Oh, nice. So the answer is yes. If you want me to expand on that, I can. You know what? What I've been doing today is I've been doing like timing clarifier. So I'll do a timing card for you just to see, like, the future is ambiguous. So is it tomorrow? Is it 10 years from now? You're so welcome, Jesse. All right. I'm so glad. I'm glad because, you know, I don't. Sometimes you have two paths put in front of you and you're like, well, they both look plausible, so I don't know which one it really is. So as long as it resonates, that's really all that matters. All right. Timing clarifier for when the marriage proposal will come. Timing clarifier for Jogender on the marriage proposal. Timing clarifier. Ooh, okay. So you got the 9 of Cups. Cups is slower moving energy, so it's probably going to be in a few months. You're also in the higher number, so it's going to be closer to, like, I mean, it's not going to be in the next month or two, let's put it that way, but it's also not going to be as far as, like, a year or more. So, yeah, take that how you will. I wish you luck on that. All right, so Beryl, Jules, I have you next, and then I have time for, like, if you guys are in the chat right now, go ahead and put join, and then I will be closing up the queue and then taking just those last readings. So Beryl, go ahead and put your question in. Vinay, if you're here, you're still more welcome to ask your question. And then I have Jules. And then Sai, I guess you want it to be added to the queue, so I'm going to put you after Jules. And Saturn, if you want a reading, go ahead and put your, just say join or something like that and let me know. All right, Deanna, I have you. All right, Beryl, Jules, go ahead and put your question in the chat. And Jogender, you're welcome. That's exciting news. So congratulations. All right, while they are getting their questions in, I am going to go ahead and do Sai's reading because Sai has the question in the queue already, or in the chat, I should say. So Sai asks, what's the connection between... Oh, sorry. I'll come back to you, Sai, just because Jules is first. So, ooh, interesting question. Will you be signed to a modeling agency this year? Let's see. Will Jules be signed to a modeling agency this year? Yes, you guys are... My last live got a lot of no's. Yeah, so you will. So I'm not going to do a clarifier, like a timing clarifier, just because you asked within a year or this year, and this year is halfway over. So, you know, it's either between now and 6 months. So, yeah, congratulations. If you want something, like, if you have, like, something you want to expand on that, go ahead and let me know. But I will go ahead and do size reading next. And Beryl, Deanna, you guys are next. So go ahead and get your questions in the queue or in the chat. Okay. Sai asks, what's the connection between Sai and Yasmin? What's the connection with Sai and Yasmin? What's the connection with Sai and Yasmin? Ooh. So, I don't think you have a connection yet, but I think it's coming. So you got the death card, and it's not as scary as this looks, right? So if you think of this card, literally you have a decomposing bird, and usually when you think of decomposition, it's changing, and it's going to eventually metamorphosize into something new. And that is kind of what you want when you meet someone new and you want to build a relationship. Or if you want something more to come out of it. And your second card is the Magician, and the Magician is really cool because it encompasses like all of the suits. So you kind of have the best worlds of a little bit of passion and then emotion and then thoughtfulness and then, you know, resources, which is like pentacles, but not necessarily money, but let's just call it resources. So you guys are like building this new creation. Things are changing into this new creation. So, to recap, I don't think you have anything yet, but I think it's coming. It's in the future for you. As mystical and like cliche, like card reader as that sounds. Jules, let's expand on that. So I'll ask if the agency is going to be big. Will Jules get signed to a big agency this year? I'm going to double check that just because it knocked into something. Okay. Will Jules be signed to a big agency this year? Yes. So you will be signed to a larger agency. Rita, sure. I will get you. So, Rita, and then Chi, you'll be last. All right. Yeah, no problem. All right. So, Deanno, will you ever be financially stable? I'm going to go with the yes or no coin, and then if I need to, I'll expand on it. So, will Deanno ever be financially stable? Ugh, I knew it did that one bad. Yes, you will. So, let's find out when you will be. So the the Magician, I love that. So I actually closed the queue with Rita. So Rita will be the last one. All right. So let's expand on that. Jules, you're so welcome, of course. Let's find out when you'll be financially stable, Deanna. Okay, when? Timing clarifier. When will Deanna be financially stable? When will Deanna be financially stable? So you got the cups. Don't worry about like which cup it is. So cups are we'll worry about the cups, but cups are medium to slower moving energy, so it'll be in a few months. It won't be like within the next month or so. So I would probably say next season ish. So look more so for like the fall time frame, and fall or like late summer. All right, so I got you DNO. I did Psy. Let's see. Let me double check. Yes, I did Psy. All right, Rita and Chi. I have you guys next. Oh, thank you. I always feel like when I think everybody has this, but when you hear your own voice back, I'm like, I sound like that, and I have friends. So I appreciate hearing that. Ooh, so let's see. I'm going back to catch up on the chat. Okay, so Rita, I have you next. So I'm gonna go with your question, and then you will be my wrap up. So you've been seeing signs about a ring. Curious. Oh, acting. So will you be a good match for acting or have a good career in acting? Okay, so I'm going to ask yes or no, and then I'll expand on that. And Deanna, you're so welcome. Will Rita be a good match for acting or have a good career in acting? Yes, you will. So I will do just an expansion on that, just to see what kind of energy is going on behind that that yes answer. There we go. So what's Rita's career in acting going to be like? What's Rita's career going to be like? Whew. Goodness. Ooh, this is nice. Okay. You got if I can pick it up, the Seven of Wands. And I think this is like the perfect card to get if you're going to do anything, like any sort of entertainment or just where you have to stand out, because that's what this card is all about, is standing out from the crowd and just being uniquely you. But if you notice that wand is the only one that's on fire, and wand energy is all about passion, so you're going to stand out because of the passion you have. And yeah, that's really cool. We have a model in the crew, a PhD, a soon-to-be PhD. We have now an actress or actor. That's awesome. So yeah, Rita, that was yours. And then, let me scroll back up to your question. Will Rian marry Ataya in the future? So I'm going to do yes or no. Will Rian marry Ataya in the future? I'm going to do that again. It hit something. Okay. This was a little ambiguous, so I'm going to expand on that and see what's going on. But it looks like yes, but like a tentative yes. So let's see what's going on with that. So everybody, I will say that I'm doing my last reading right now, but if you're in the chat, I usually am here on Fridays at 8 p.m. So if you want to join me on my future lives, just make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. And then when I can't do Fridays, I am here on Sunday mornings or afternoons, whatever time it is for you when I get on here. All right. What's the energy behind Rian and Ataya? What's the energy behind Rian and Ataya? Ooh, okay. So, Dr. Victor. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Did I miss you? Thank you, Rita. Rita. I don't know why I want to call you Rita, like from Harry Potter for some reason, but no, Dr. Victor, I'm sorry if I missed your question. Go ahead and put it in the chat and I'll finish off with you. So, for you, Chi, I'm sorry. I don't know if I should be calling you Chi, but the energy behind that tentative yes is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is all about like blossoming and, you know, forming those communications and stuff like that. It's almost like you're building together, right? So I wonder if it's tentative because this has to happen first. It's not that I don't see this as like a new relationship. I just think that there's something in the relationship that has to be built upon before marriage happens. So just let me know. Hey, thank you for the subscribe. So, Jay, I am finishing up. Deanna, thank you so much for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Let's see. How did I miss your question, Dr. Victor? So I am actually going to be finishing up once Dr. Victor gets his question in. Oh, I see. Okay. Yep, I found your question. Sorry about that. So you want to know if J&J will get back with a job offer this June? Will J&J get back with a job offer this June? Yes. So you will get a job offer this June. So Jay, I'm sorry, I'm finishing up actually. That was my last reading. So I do apologize, but if you're on Instagram, you can always contact me there and we can do a private reading, and or you can just, you know, come to my next live and get your reading there, whatever you'd like to do. But if you do want to follow me on Instagram, my information is in the description, and if you have any comments about or if you're curious about the decks that I had today, they're also in the description. And if you enjoyed your reading, tips are always appreciated. And otherwise, you guys have a great Sunday fun day. Thank you for joining me on a Sunday morning. Spotty Love, you know what? I do pendulums. I have never thought to do them live. I don't know why. Probably because I don't have like a permanent pendulum board yet, but yeah, maybe I'll try to break out one of the pendulums and see how the crew likes that. Maybe that will just be like a test only thing on Twitch and see how you guys enjoy it. But I do pendulum readings sometimes on Instagram. But yeah, that gives me an idea to try it out. I didn't know people would be interested in them in the live, so thank you for the idea. But again, thank you guys so much for joining. It's been a great Sunday. And Pinky, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, bye guys. See you.